Performing the World is a growing community of people looking for or experimenting with positive social change efforts that contribute to a more peaceful, democratic, and equitable world. Many hundreds of them participate in what is now an annual gathering, conference, showcase, as well as an ongoing movement. Most of the presenters at PTW events are innovators approaching play, performance, and the arts as creative and positive ways of engaging social problems, activating communities, and experimenting with new social and political possibilities. They are interested in not simply protesting what we're against, but creating what we need and want on the ground. The focus of Performing the World is on performance activism, on new ways of creating power through play and performance. Performing the World was initiated by the East Side Institute as an in-person conference in 2001 and continued as a physical get-together in New York until 2020, when the COVID pandemic forced it online. While the intimacy of being in the same space was lost, going online opened PTW to new people who didn't have money to fly to New York or who lived in countries that the US denied visas to. Zoom does away with airline tickets and national borders. More grassroots organizers and people from a wider range of nations were able to participate. Last year, we introduced watch parties. People who had registered to PTW invited family, friends, students, colleagues to get together in schools, community centers, libraries, and homes to watch a session together and talk about it afterwards. Thus, PTW opened up even more and became a hybrid activity, combining Zoom and personal interaction. For more information and to join the community Performing the World, you can visit www.performingtheworld.org or Eastside Institute, www.eastsideinstitute.org.
Hello, everybody. Actually, let's leave it in gallery view. You don't need to spotlight me. It's wonderful to see everybody. Welcome back to Performing the World, Day 2, our 25th session on Day 2. It's great to be here with everybody. I thought we could take a moment and if you can turn your camera on, that would be wonderful for just a minute or two. And let's just look at who's here. Just take a moment, take a breath. Look at individuals. Right now we have 2 pages of people, at least on my computer. So flip to the second page. Maybe wave to somebody. I'm going to wave to Sophia Keith at UNCG. Hi, Sophia. Anybody else want to wave to somebody?
Hi, Bianca.
Hi, Kayla Brookins.
Hey, Kermit.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Sarah
Daniela.
Philman.
Hey, Sue Davies.
Hey, Jake Mahaffey.
Hi, Susan.
Hey, Rita.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, Des.
Hey, Catherine.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Bianca.
Wonderful,
Dan.
wonderful to be here with all of you. Let's keep remembering we're here together. I felt a lot off of the last session how much Performing the World is not about community, but is community. And so let's keep seeing who we are and where we are and what we're doing that we're doing this together. All right, so this session is called Say It Beautifully, Connecting Strangers Through Poetry. And I am thrilled to bring to the stage Angelo Miramonti and Luca Battisti.
Okay, hello everyone. Very nice to be here. I'm very glad to be facilitating this session. My name is Angelo Miramonti. I'm a professor of community theater in Cali, Colombia, and I work with arts for peace building and reconciliation, in particular in the Colombian armed conflict, but also in situations of conflict in general. I'm currently in this moment in Italy, and it will be a pleasure to be with you for the next 90 minutes.
So, hi everyone, it's Luca Battisti here. I'm a research fellow at the University of Turin. I'm an agronomist, but now I'm working at the Department of Culture, Politics and Society within a group of geographers. And I'm doing a lot of research regarding let's say, relationships, like human-nature relationships, and especially one theme that is called vegetal geography. This is what I'm doing right now in Italy, and also working a bit in the global south, and especially in Tanzania, where we have a project how to implement, let's say, green spaces within cities in global south, but also how to interact more with nature in different ways.
Sounds great.
Okay. Okay, I can continue?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay, so welcome everyone. What we are going to do in these 90 minutes is to present a project, action research project Luca and I have been doing in Italy, in Turin, Italy, but also to present in general a street poetry method, a way, a process to do poetry with strangers, with people we don't know and people we will probably not meet again in our life. So to do that, what I would like us first to experience a little bit of the method and then to talk about it. I'm going to present how we do this work with you. What is very important in doing this is our focus, our concentration. So make sure not to have too many distractions around, and to be fully present to what we will do, because we will try to do something hopefully meaningful for us. And we will, I will not talk about it, we will do it. No, we will do it together. Okay, for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, great. Okay, so I would like to start with a small exercise, no, for everyone. To do it, we just need somewhere to write. We can write, type, or write on handwrite as we prefer. And this is just to introduce us into the work of writing poetry in the street, in public places, and then I will tell you also how we are applying this for Peace Build. Okay, yeah, everyone.
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Okay, so I would like I would like all of you to think about a person that is important for you. Okay, a person who is important for you. It could be alive or dead, a person who already passed away, or a person who is still alive. It could be a relative, could be a person you just met once in life, but that you feel it was important in your life path. Or a person, it could be a person much younger than you, much older than you. It could be any person. And the invitation is not to think about it too much. In this work, the first idea is the best idea. Okay, and please, you don't need to share or to disclose who the person is, but write it down for yourself. Okay, you don't need to put it anywhere. Just write it down for yourself. And I'm also putting in the chat this small, instruction. And now I would like you to, I'm going to give you some sentences, and I would like you to complete these sentences. And if you want, you can share in the chat. No, you don't need to tell us who the person is. No, that is not important. No, unless you want, of course. If you want, you can tell, but it's not really important. I would like you to complete some sentences. I will give you a sentence, and I would like you to complete these sentences with a metaphor. No, a metaphor. So you know, metaphor in Greek, it means to carry beyond. No, to carry something beyond. So a metaphor is to say something. Moving from one meaning, from a literal meaning to a symbolic meaning. No? For example, let me give you an example. First of all, I'm going to put in the chat the instructions. So complete a sentence with a metaphor. The first idea is the best idea. And I invite you, those who want, of course, everyone is invited, no one is obliged at all. I invite you to write the complete sentence in the chat. When you think about this person, important for you, here is the sentence, complete with a metaphor. His or her or their hands are. What could be a metaphor to talk about the hands of this person? And those who want can write. Feels like heaven. Beautiful. Something else? Yeah. As a say it beautifully. Okay. Strong and sensitive. Small, a spider's web. A roots in the doorway and remind me of a birch tree. Dinosaur leg. Butterflies. Magical healers. A gentle wind. Creative like paint brushes. Claude, their hands are on my shoulder and on my heart, rough as a cast iron pan, heart of gold. This is an example of how we say it beautifully. No, we say something beautifully about a person, a body part of a person important for us. The hands are. Let's have a look at the chat together. His or her hands are heart of gold, restless and wrinkling, textured like strong roots. My cradle, bestow blessings on my head. Beautiful. So I'm going to give you another sentence and complete with a metaphor. Okay? Again, as I say in this work, don't judge yourself. Is beautiful, is not beautiful. Just do it. And the first idea is the best idea. Okay? So look at the chat. His or her gaze is. And when we are done, let's look at the chat and read what we, let's have a look at the chat.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Hmm. More verses, more poems coming. Okay, thank you. And I'm going to add another sentence. I hope you're not tired. So complete with a metaphor, thinking about this person, the person important for you, and complete with a metaphor what I'm going to put in the chat. When we are together with a metaphor. Hmm? Hmm. So much beauty in many sentences. I'm going to give you one more. It's okay. Well, two more. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. Look at the chat.
Not there yet. Angelo, did you put it in?
Did we lose Angelo? Luca,
Seems-
did we lose him?
Yeah, I think so.
Up here he comes.
Right back. I think that was a part of it.
Mhm. Right.
When we are together, we cannot see you.
He is here. Let me just get him. Hey,
Oh,
Andrew.
okay. Yep. I'm here. Yep.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry for that. And okay, look at the chat and let's keep focused. Think about a person important for you and complete with a metaphor. And here it goes.
Mm.
His or her absence is a deep well. Hmm. A sweet source of longing, a relief and not. Okay, let's look for a moment at the chat when we are done and read what is being shared. To him. We have more coming. Wow, beautiful. So I'm going to give you one last sentence to complete with a metaphor, okay? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you're writing to the person and complete with a metaphor. I would like you and I Beautiful. When we are done, have a look at the chat. How we say it beautifully, how we express with beauty. Okay. Thanks everyone. Someone would like to say something? How do you feel about what you wrote and what you read of the others?
That's so very, very touching, and I'm going to say the obvious, so extraordinarily poetic. I think it's just such a beautiful method you've created. And
we
I
haven't,
know for me, I just want to say
Yes.
for me, the person, I felt so with the person that I'm writing to or about, so
Yeah.
present with that person.
Yeah.
So it increased the appreciation and love I have for that person and for everybody here, since everybody wrote such beautiful things. Beautiful.
Yeah, beauty connects us. Thanks, Marianne. Okay, anyone else would like to say something on what you wrote or what you read of the others?
Well, it was very easy. It's like a brilliant instruction or invitation.
Yeah.
It nobody hesitated. Everybody did it, and this wonderful, beautiful stuff came out. So
Thanks, Lois. Now I would like to propose you a step further. Can we move on with the writing poems? Is that okay for everyone?
yes,
Yeah.
That's why we're
Okay.
here.
So now I know, yeah, I know we are many, but I would like to invite one person of you who feels the urgency to have who wants to give poems as a gift to someone important for you. Okay. Could be, as I said, it could be a person alive or a person who passed away. It could be a person you will actually meet, and you can give this person all the points you will get. Or maybe you will not be able to see this person because you don't know where the person is, but still symbolically you can give as a gift some poems. Someone who would like to receive poems from the others. Anyone? If you feel you have an important person and you say, this person, I really want to give her or him a poem as a gift. Well, actually more than one, many poems. And in this case, you have to tell us something more about the person, okay? Nothing, it doesn't need to be something very personal, unless you want, of course. But you have to tell us more about a person important for you. Someone who would like to do it? Okay, Aruana. Aruana? Yeah, Aruna, sorry. Aruna, could you please put the camera on or no?
Yes, yes.
Perfect.
Okay. So nice to see you. So for all the others, I'm now going to do a very short interview to Aruna. And I would like all of you, either you write or you write on your computer as you want, to take notes, okay? We take notes of what Aruna will tell us. Okay? Okay for everyone? Yeah? Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, take notes, because then I will invite you to give Aruna a poem. Okay, you will write a poem for Aruna based on your notes. Okay, on what you're going to write down. Okay. So, Aruna, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Where are you now?
I'm in Niamey, Niger,
Niger.
in West Africa.
Yeah, great. Okay, so Aruna, I tell us about one person, a person important for you. Choose one person.
A person important for me is Luis.
Luis. And who is Luis? Is a friend, a family member, a teacher? Who is Luis for you?
Luis is very important for me. It's like she's the founder of Eastside Institutes, and then she has like this kind of big heart and willing to, supports people in the world. So yeah.
Okay. So so Aruna, please could you please close your eyes?
Yes.
Okay, and now visualize Luis. Okay, you see Luis. Okay, and tell us what you see. How is her physical appearance? Something that makes her unique from the body point of view. Any aspects that are important for you of her body.
Yeah. I can talk like a metaphor.
Well, as you like, but describe, you can describe with a metaphor, or you can describe in a literal way about her face, about her body, her hands, whatever, her everything from the physical point of view of the appearance. Maybe even what she's wearing, if she has any jewelry, any which kind of clothes, etc.
So I would just like to say it like its metaphor is Luis is like the shining light of the sun early in the morning, and then look up to the hill that everyone wants to take his eyes up and look at that shining sun rising, and that it's rising and shining, but it cannot hurt your eyes. When you take a minute and look at it, you feel good.
Thank you.
Because
Thank
it's
you.
beautiful.
Okay. Thank you, Aruna. And now you can open your eyes. Thank you. And now tell us something physical, descriptive, literal. How is Luis?
Luis is tall, and then you know, like she's like old but physically apt, and I think the body is like she's a like come on the tall women's, and the way I see her before, I never see her standing, but I can imagine that she's tall, and then yeah.
Okay, okay. And now, Aruna, think about Luis' occupation. Could be work, it could be something that she's doing. No, if you visualize her, if you see her, what is she doing?
She's reading a lot of documents on social therapy, on psychology. I think she's always reading something, documents, documentary, books. Yeah.
And something else that she's doing?
I think she's like occupied in organizing like meetings, like bringing people together, always like seeing what she can do to mobilize people to perform the work as you are doing it now, and then yeah, creating happiness around her. So she's like motivated in doing all these things. And yeah.
Okay.
I'm just asking myself how she managed the work-life balance, because the way I can see her engaged in the work, so I'm just wondering, asking myself how she managed to balance with her home and the office, managing people, this and that. Yeah, I think she's like very busy doing this.
Okay, okay. And tell us about a special moment you had with Luis, a moment that you remember that this was very meaningful for you.
Yeah, the moment that are very special for me is the moment where I was taking the class on social therapy, and then at any moment that she have to present, especially on social therapy, and I really like, because I see how she's motivated in sharing her experience, all the learning that, so she's like open to share information and making sure that people understand what she's sharing. So this for me is very important, because I'm a French speaker, but at home, any moment that I listen to her, I feel comfortable, because the way she speaks, I can understand everything. It's like she's let me Haruna understand, because she's a French speaker. But I really understand, and I appreciate that moment where she speaks the way that I can understand. I think if there is many francophone, they will be very comfortable in following Louise in her presentation. They can understand. So yeah.
Thank you. And now one last question for you, Aruna, is make a confession to Luis. Tell her something that you haven't had a chance to tell her so far.
Yeah, what I will tell her is to keep doing this great work that she's doing to inspire the world, to touch more Africans, especially West Africa, the French countries. We need people like her in West Africa, to support people that are living in difficult situations, to continue having hope and expecting that the best is to come. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Aruna, for that.
Thank you.
We have finished our brief, short interview. I really thank you so much for giving us your personal feelings about Luis, a person important for you. Now, for everyone who is listening, did you manage to take some notes? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So now we did the exercise before on metaphors, and now we have some inputs, some elements from Aruna on Luis. So the invitation I make for you is if we could take maybe no more than 10 minutes, I would say, or even less than that, to write a poem. I would like you to write a poem for Aruna. We will give this poem. If you want, you can either send it personally to Aruna or share it with everyone. I mean, I would invite you to share it with everyone unless you feel that you want to send it only to Aruna through the chat. And to write a poem for Aruna about Luis. Okay? And Aruna will give these poems to Luis when he will meet her. Okay? Okay for everyone? So the poem is about Luis. Okay? And you will give the poem to Aruna as a gift. Okay for everyone? Yeah? And you will see that sometimes when Aruna was speaking, he was also speaking in a poetic way. Sometimes he was aware, sometimes he was not aware that he was also using, a poetic, a symbolic language was using a beautiful language. So you can, if you capture that, you can also use it in your poem. You don't need to follow the order I followed. No, maybe I'm inspired by the last sentence he said, and I will take that. And I will write the whole poem on one sentence. Or maybe I was just touched by the special moment he had, and I will write the whole poem around the special moment. Or or maybe you want to follow the order. So I was asking about the physical appearance. Then I asked about the occupation, what Louise was doing, what is her main activity. And then I asked about the special moment he had, and then I asked for a confession. Okay, so you can either follow this order or just be inspired by small parts of it. And I see some chat. I joined late. Can I write the poem too? Yes, of course. Welcome. And write the poem about what you just heard of Aruna. And it's a poem about Luis, okay? A person that we may not know, and we probably don't know, but we know about her through the words of Luis, of Aruna, sorry. Okay? Okay for everyone? So I think I will give you maybe a heads up when we are 2 minutes to go. Let's take 10 minutes. It's okay for you, for everyone? 10 minutes? So
Yes.
yes, in the US is now 5:10, 5:11, no? So let's say 5:20. Try to finish the poem. And if you are not done, it doesn't matter, of course, but do try to use this 10 minutes to write. Okay, everyone?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I will tell you when we are 2 minutes to go. Okay? Enjoy your writing. welcome back. Those who haven't finished, if you want to share something of what you wrote. And as I said, no obligation, but invitation for everyone to share a few verses or something that you wrote, unless you want to send to Aruna directly in the chat. Or to, or with email or some other way. A few more are coming. Okay, yeah. Gwen is asking, can we read out loud? Yes, I was going to invite some of you who would like to read out loud her or his poem. Someone would like to do it?
I'll do it. I'm from Miss Gwen's class at Pace University, and our poem says, I think you are tall like a tree. When you speak, I understand. When you speak, I hear. Others listen when you speak. Like the sun, you bring light into hard situations. You warm my presence like a summer day. You are strong and bring your strength wherever you go. Your light that needs to stretch across the world and cover everything in your glow.
Thank you.
You.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I saw another hand going up. I think Jeanne Voten. Yeah. Over to you, Jeanne.
Great. No, this is such a fun exercise. Thank you. Haruna, I dream of people throughout my country, waking fresh, thrilled, and thrilling. They see a strangely colorful light brightening our sky. They see hope for a new world, and in it, you. I dream that I am learning every page you read. I dream that you teach me with clear words and steady phrase. I dream that you stand tall and never stop. I dream of us coming together with all those you've met and all we will meet together. With love from Africa.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. I see Marian. Sorry, I don't know who put the hand up before, first. So, Marian. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Aruna and Lois. You look up at the shining sun, and there she is, her beating heart that creates happiness. We feel her compassion here in West Africa. It falls on us as the sunshine we need to grow. People who live in difficult situations look to this magical sun and see the best is yet to come. A teacher who gives of herself with the joy of learning, developing, and playing with words, knowledge, and all living creatures. She must need time for contemplation, relaxation, and appreciation of all she has created. Her beating heart and the light it radiates brings us together to perform the world. My teacher, my friend, Lois, you teach me that love can never end.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Marian. Someone
Thank you,
else?
Angelo.
Yeah. Thank you for all this beauty, also in the voice. Rita, please.
You are like a city set on a hill that cannot be hidden. I see your heart for Africa. a fountain of hope and possibilities. Many look up to you. I look up to you because you look to us to create power together. You are a shining light, playfully framing ideologies, experimenting with thoughts, so you can inspire us to do the same. Words, tongue, and thoughts can comprehend without confusion.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Someone else who would like to read out loud? Okay, Chantel, and then Sandy, and then we will need to move on. Sorry for the others, but please, Chantel.
Okay. Too often we overlook the power we give to each other. A smile, a touch, a word spoken in my native tongue. Too often we want to be welcomed before we open up. Welcome, Louise. I am happy you're here. Your welcoming nature sits with everyone. Oh, sits with us every day, the way you did, knowing us, hearing us, giving the gift of understanding. We need more of you. We welcome it. Do what you do, Louise, and know it welcomes us to become. You have the potential to turn the world around. You have for us. We embody a piece of you wherever we go.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Sandy and Emily, I don't know
Yes,
which one.
it's Emily.
Emily, yeah.
Shining light of the sun in the early morning, Lois. We all want to look up to the hilltop to find your big heart shining, bringing people together so we can shine together, shining down on Africa. We need you. You create happiness. Please never stop.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Aruna, are you there?
There.
Okay. So Aruna, all these poems are for the person important for you. Okay. So you will find the way to give them to her, no, in the way you want. And but these are this is a gift for you, Aruna, from all of us, from the whole group. But it's not a gift for you. It's a gift for her. Okay, it's a gift for Lois, and it's for you. It's given as a gift to you so that you can give it as a gift to her. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Can you help me do that?
No, it's up to you. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Not to.
I would like all of us to do that, and then I will show you how to do it. Then when I say one, you do this. Two, this. Three, like this. Four and five, and then we give all to Luis. So
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Can you start? One.
Yeah.
Two. Three. Four. Five. And then give all to Luis.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aruna, and thank you so much, everyone. So what you have done is the method that we are applying with people in the streets, in public places. It's called the live poetry. Okay, live poetry. It's based on interviewing people, asking them about the person important for them, and then asking them to wait for 10 minutes and to write a poem for them. We don't, and we give the poem as a gift. We don't give the poem as a gift to the person, to the stranger. We give a poem as a gift to this person so that the person can give it to the important other, to the other person. Okay? So if I meet Aruna in the street and I say, Aruna, can you give me 10 minutes of your, or 20 minutes of your time? And I will give you a poem in exchange for that. And so if Aruna accepts, I will interview him and he will tell me about the person important for him. And then I will ask him to wait for 10 minutes, and then I will write the poem for him. Well, yeah, dedicated to the person, to the important person, and I will give it to him, not for him, but so that he can give it as a gift to someone else. Okay, so that's the method. Now I'm going to tell you. Now we did this first hour, which is a workshop kind of writing, experiencing the method. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the methodology and how who invented it, who is applying it where, etc. Okay, so I hope you're not tired. Are you tired?
Nope,
No?
energized.
No. Okay, good. So beautiful. So I will share my screen and have a short PowerPoint. And at a certain point, my friend and colleague Luca will take over and present what we have been doing with him at the University of Turin in Italy. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, I think I have to.
Vivi, you make him co-host?
Yeah, I think I have to exactly to make. Okay, beautiful. Thanks, because I was out, so
You
now
guys
back.
doing there? What's up?
Okay.
What did you find? What did you find?
Okay.
Chris, you and Dora are not muted.
Okay, so okay, everyone can see.
Yep, I can see your screen.
Yes. Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to tell you about this project, and which is in part was created in Latin America, but is being applied also in Italy, and in particular with the University of Torino, in northern Italy. Okay, so first of all, what you have just done in this moment is called live poetry, and it was created by a very good friend of mine. His name is Luis Enrique Amaya. More than a decade ago, he is a poet and community mobilizer, and on Valentine's Day, he decided to go in a park in Lima, Peru, and to give poems to people, no? Saying you want to do something for a person you love, give him or her a poem. And he was writing poems for people he didn't know. And in order to do that, he had to ask questions about this person. No, so a woman was going and asking a poem for a partner or whatever. So he was asking this person, okay, how is your partner? What is his or her physical appearance? And then he was asking, what does she or he do, etc. No, and so in this way, little by little, experimenting with with different questions, he developed a sort of short interview about an important person for you, for a stranger, for someone who was there, and used this to compose poems. So he created this method based, and then he started going beyond Valentine's Day. He decided that this could be a beautiful way to bring poetry in places of ordinary life. So to street markets, to in public transportation, in places where people were not really exposed to poetry, or were not realizing the beauty of many everyday life experiences. So, and he developed this short interview and this methodology, and then he started doing it, also teaching others. Now, as you could see, many of you, I think probably all of you, could write a poem without having studied poetry, no, poetic, creative writing, etc. So he was looking for a method that he could teach in 3 hours. He could teach to basically anyone to write a poem for someone else. So the photo you see here, these are secondary school students of Peru, Lima, Peru, and he trained them on writing poems, and they are giving poems to people in a street market in Lima. So they stop people, and the boy standing is saying, "Ven y pide tu poema," come and ask for a poem. So it's basically telling people, come, sit down at the tables, and the person at the table with another student will interview you and will write a poem for a person important for you. You see, this is a street market in Lima with the secondary school students doing, they were interviewing actually the lady selling fruits at the market. And so as we already experienced, the first step, there are three phases. No? In the first one, we ask people if they want to give us 20 minutes of their time. So sometimes it could be done in train stations, when people have to wait for a train, for a bus. Could be done in different places where people are there and wait. Now, for example, in the market, people selling, sometimes they are just waiting. And when they have no clients, no customers there, we ask them if they want a poem. So the second step is after the interview. First step is the interview. Second step is that we ask the interviewee to wait for a few minutes, and we write the poem. Of course, we try to understand or to catch when the interviewee was using a poetic language. Now, sometimes we are not aware that we are already using metaphors, we're using symbols, we are using something that transcends, that is transcending the literality of ordinary life. And then at the end, we invite the person to come back, and we give the poem to the person as a gift. And we say, I composed this poem and I give it to you as a gift, but this is not for you. No, this is to invite you to give it to the important person. So that's another important aspect of this process, that we don't write poem for the person we have in front of us. We write poem dedicated to someone else using the words of the person in front of us. The Luis Enrique Amaya, who created this method, he says that it's a chain of gifts. No, that I give you as a gift so that you will give it as a gift, is a chain. No, and the poem goes much farther than where we can go. No, we give it to a person we will probably not see again in our life, and we don't know where the poem ends up. No, in places that we have no idea. So it's in a way also a way to travel the world with our poems. So Luis Enrique Amaya wrote this book, Cómo vivir de la poesía, so how to live out of poetry, a guide for a popular literacy or literature, for a community literature. Is a book only in Spanish, unfortunately, which is where he explains his method, no? How did he put it together, and he also gives some examples. There are some poems written by children who are 10 years old. There are poems written by senior people who are 90 years old, poems written by soldiers, policemen, people in prison, people in the hospital, etc. No, people in psychiatric care, or caregivers of people in the hospitals, etc. So he gives examples of different people who wrote poems for someone. In Europe, we applied this method at the street market in Italy, and we also applied it at the cemetery. On a Sunday morning, we went to the cemetery, and we were giving poems to people there. And we also did it in a co-housing, in a place, in a kind of outskirts of the city, relatively poor area, and we were giving poems. Here you can see the people sitting with a pen and some paper to take notes, that they are doing the interviews. So then here I would like to hand over to my friend Luca, if you are there, to present what we did in Torino with the university.
So thank you, Angelo, but thank you all for having me with you. Well, let's say this afternoon for you, or tonight for us, because it's almost midnight in Italy. But yeah, I had the pleasure to meet Angelo. I think was January of this year. So we start talking about our idea, our research, and so on. And so I was finding a way to study human geography, and especially vegetal geography, in a new way, using heart-based approaches. And so he came out with this proposal to use poetry in some way to create new connection. Luckily, my supervisor has a lot of possibility and ideas on how well, let's say, how to use art-based methods for human geography research. And so there is a huge campus at the University of Turin, and I would like to invite you to see this campus that is called Campus Regia Einaudi, that is really close to the city center, and exactly next to this campus there is a long avenue where a lot of students every day pass by to go to the class or just to have fun. And so we just start thinking about how we can create maybe a new meaning of the university places, or how to live in a new way this place, but basically how to create new connection. And the new connection, well, let's say with new connection we mean like new humans connection, but also new humans nature connection, and also human space or place connection. So you can see now there is a photo. This is my hand with a small ball in the middle. Just explaining you briefly what is that ball and why we are explaining you that. And I know you are sensitive, but please let me underline that most of the time we experience something important, or we have met or we meet important person for us, we are or we were not alone, but we were surrounded by others living beings. Could be trees, could be bees, birds, and so on. But let's say that sometimes, or probably daily, we do not focus on other living beings or on the entire environment. But the non-humans, or more than humans, this is the way on how geographers are, let's say, calling all the others living beings. Let's say it's a kind that we have to live with there. We have to focus also on those entities, and we have to because they are helping us to live a special moment. And then there is this approach that is called the One Health approach. That means that all the living beings are interconnected, and that our well-being depends also on the well-being of other more than humans. So this is the idea. Why are we giving a gift to a human, but we do not thank also other more than humans? And what we can do for them? What can we give to them? Of course, we cannot give a poem to a tree or a bee. This is one of our way to spread love using a strictly human approach. So what to give to the environment? Well, I read a lot about agroecological practices, management practices in order to take care or to love the environment. And one of the most easy approach is to leave the nature grow, or to feed nature, to help nature reproduce and live. So we thought about a gift useful to the more than humans, and so we thought about a gift, and the gift is right now is a seed bomb. Is made with seeds and clay. Probably you already created some seed bomb in your life, but it's quite easy. You can just buy several seeds or of colorful flowers, well, I mean non-invasive species, and just buy some clay, and you can mix everything together and create some small round balls, let's say 2 centimeters round, and then you can see those seed bombs in the place where you met your important person, and start cultivating those flowers and start observing the flowers, but also the other more than humans that are visiting the flowers, that are living thanks to the flowers or with the flowers. Or you can see the seed bombs in your house. Probably you have your important person in your house. So in this way, we implemented this, let's say, life poetry method, implementing the method also thanking the more than humans. So right now we have 2 gifts. The first one is the poem that you can give to a person, to a human being, but also the seed bomb that is the second gift, that is, let's say, for the entire environment. So this is our methodology, and we propose the methodology with some students of mine. We asked them to take part to a research activity, and we had the chance to involve 7 different students from all over the world. Oh, thank you so much, Angelo. This is the campus. This is the avenue that is called Viale Mai, where we start doing our research. So we involved 7 students because at the University of Turin there is one master degree in international cooperation. So a lot of people from all over the world are studying in Turin, and so we had the possibility. We are really lucky because the students can speak at least 2-3 different languages. So really, we had the possibility to write poems in 4-5 different languages. So really, it was a kind of a huge experience for us and for students to create seed bombs, to flowering all the city, but also to starting this chain that Angelo mentioned before. This, I would say, a love chain, because a lot of people reconnect to each other after this poem, and a lot of students start to be connected with the people, with the person, with the encounters they stop. So this really a way also to create a community, and that's really powerful. The first, I would like to stress that out. Those are the students that we really involve. So you see that the language used for the poems were Ukrainian, Russian, Serb, Farsi, Spanish, English, and Italian. And so was, let's say, really impressive, really impressive. And I receive a lot of emails from other students asking us, please repeat this experiment. We would like to be part of this group of let's say, of people that are starting writing poems and to give poems to the encounters and to seeding all the city. It's a kind of a movement that is starting right now. It seems that is something small, but is, let's say, I don't want to add a lot of other information because now Angelo will come back with some, let's say, conclusive final speech, but really you have to try. You already test yourself writing for Luis a poem. You can imagine how 7 students can stop a lot of other students and start giving poems and seed bombs, and the other students were impressed and start asking for how to become a people that can write poems for in the university's places, and then start calling other friends, come here, because there are 7 students writing poems for you. You can write the poems for your girlfriend, for your boyfriend, for your family member, and start creating maybe something for Christmas time, or for other I don't know, for a birthday, or for some a special moment. And this is how we are mixing this method that is life poetry with also an observation on the environment, or a new perspective on other living beings, and start thinking more about our well-being that really depends on the well-being of other living beings. So if we can understand that better, if we can spread this really easy information, we can really let's say, feel better, not only physically but also emotionally. With this exercise, we have fed our mind, our soul. It's really a powerful tool, and that's quite easy. You can reproduce it without any let's say, any master degree in philosophy or whatever. Just you have to be attentive. You have to listen to the other person carefully, and you have to start observing the environment. This is the only thing you need to do. But we often do not listen carefully to the others. We do not pay attention to what is going on around us. And this is also, I think, I wouldn't say meditative method, but it's something that can be used also to meditate about what we are doing and how we are living right now. So I think that now is Angelo. I think is the conclusion by Angelo. And yeah.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Luca. I'm showing here, there's a paper I already published. It's called, titled Say It Beautifully, 3 Encounters with Love, Death, and Poetry. This is about the Latin American experience I had in Colombia and Peru in applying this method. And then Luca and I are going to write about the poetry experience with university students in Turin, as a place-making tool, as a way to work on the reconnection of human beings with nature and human beings with non-living environments. So, and the tentative title for the moment is there: Poetry and Vegetal Geography, a new art-based method to investigate human-vegetal relation. So the link is there in case you want to read this article. Is open access. So what's next with some friends? We dream of starting Poetry for Reconciliation, which is a peace building approach where everybody can can learn this method and apply it in very different places. As we said, it could be street markets, transportation, hospitals, prisons, refugee camps, etc. Wherever we feel that there is a need for reconnection of human beings with themselves and with nature. We would like Poetry for Reconciliation to become one day, someday, who knows, a global movement of street poetry in places of conflicts, of any kind of conflict, a poetic space to foster reconnection of human beings with themselves, with nature, and with non-living beings, like human-made spaces, like cities, or also mountains, rivers, etc. So far we went, as I said, to cemeteries, universities, street markets, and we also work with youth displaced by armed conflicts. So far the method was applied in Colombia, Peru, and Italy. And in the future, some of the ideas we have for application, as I said, is in refugee camps, in hospitals, in oncology, in psychiatric wards, and in palliative care, and also in dormitories for homeless people, in particular in Italy. But we are open to any other place in the world where we can apply that. And of course, it would be great to apply it in very different cultures, and maybe to go to cemeteries in very different cultures, very different places, and to give poems. I mean, poetry is universal in a way, although the languages and the way of doing poetry is very specific of every culture and every context. So here are a few references that we will share with you with the presentation. And we thank you very much for your time. And we have a few minutes for your comments and questions, if you have. Yeah, I think Kermit is raising his hand. Yeah.
Yes, a couple of things. First off, I think I had kind of a realization during this. I've spent many years exploring humor. Exploring humor as really a deep expression of humanness, and a very central part of human being. And what I've been looking for and what I'm really working on is a way to engage with that kind of in the way that I realized that you're doing in this. And I started making notes on humor as poetry, that realizing that you're doing a similar thing of looking at the world so carefully that you can express it in a surprising metaphor or a perspective that, an unexpected perspective. And it sparks that sort of moment of, rising out above yourself, realizing there's other ways to look at things. I'm only just realizing this in this moment, but that's the note that I made was, humor as poetry is something I'll be exploring. And of course, poetry as humor, realize there's something there. I don't know what. I don't have the word yet, but I know there's something there. And I'm very, very, very excited about this way, and I want to get hold of the literature to learn the method and everything. Small favor I'd like to ask, if I can. The phrase "more than human" was originated by David Abram, the philosopher, who is a friend of ours, and he's actually going to be speaking 2 days from now on our property to our philosophic society. If you could put that slide back up that mentions more than human, I could take a screenshot and it would make him very happy.
Okay.
If that's easy to do.
We could also, Angelo, if you want, we could share the PowerPoint if you're open to that.
Yeah.
And Kermit, I don't know when that's happening, but everybody will be getting the recording of these sessions, but that probably won't happen for a few weeks. But if you send Desiree the PowerPoint, Angelo, we can get it to Kermit.
Already done. Yes, it's
Okay,
there.
great.
Yeah. Please share it with everyone. Yeah. Thanks, Kermit. Yeah.
Yep.
I think very important humor, and I mean, in poetry there is everything. No, in poetry we find love, hate, you know, despair, lust, everything. No, so poetry is about being human. No, so I think what you say is very relevant and is very important for what we do. Thanks a lot.
We
Okay.
have time for really one more question. I wonder, oh, Mika, did you want to ask a question?
I did, but Haruna, I was going to say if Haruna's got a question, I don't mind if he wants to
Okay.
take it instead.
Mhm.
Haruna, did you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. Thank you so much for your presentation. It's very excellent. I'm very interested about the next step, which is poetry for reconciliation, because I'm working in peace building, social cohesion, and all the process of rehabilitation and reintegration of ex-combatant, and then, you know, bringing people together. So I'm just wanted to know if there is a possibility that maybe we can work together to develop a concept note, because I think this poetry is an innovative way to address the complexity of this building, because all the process that we are going through sometimes is difficult to touch the heart of the people. But I think with the poetry, we can touch their heart, and that can be something that can create a kind of seed of change in how people behave regarding the peace process. So yeah, I'm very interested if you can work on that together. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely we are interested in that. Let's be in touch. My email is in the presentation. I'm also writing it in the chat. So whoever is interested to build something together, just get in touch and we will do it. Yep. And of course, in some areas of conflict in Colombia, for example, we did it with the people displaced by armed conflicts, with former combatants, and this is very poetry is a very deep way to work with them, no, and to also to rehumanize people in a way. So thanks for that.
Thanks.
And if you